Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Amber, and for today's video, I thought I would invite you into my kitchen to share 5 easy to make breakfast ideas that are all protein packed so that you're not starving 30 minutes after you have breakfast, and toddler and kid friendly. You might need to make 1 or 2 adjustments depending on how old your little one is. And I wanted to share this because I have just felt so much more alive and energetic since I've started prioritizing having a healthy, nourishing meal first thing in the morning. And I know this is something a lot of us moms struggle with. I'm also recovering from a cold, so excuse my voice. First up, I am making cottage cheese pancakes. And even if you don't like to eat cottage cheese on its own, this is a really good way to use it because it is just loaded with protein. And I love this recipe because I can whip it up in less than 10 minutes in the morning, and it doesn't have a lot of ingredients. I actually think it's less ingredients than like a standard pancake recipe, and it's not my recipe, so I'll link the one that I use down in the description, but this is so good. Everyone in my family loves it, and it's really good if you pair it with some good quality butter and a little bit of fresh fruit on the side. The next day I made avocado toast, and since I had leftover cottage cheese, I mixed a scoop of that into the mashed avocado, which is perfect since avocado by itself isn't necessarily the best source of protein. My favorite way to have avocado toast is with a drizzle of good quality EVOO, a squeeze of lemon, some cilantro if I have some on hand, which I did not, and then a little bit of flaky salt. And a great way to add even a little more protein to this meal is to fry up an egg and throw it on top. Loaded Greek yogurt bowls are one of my favorite things to make in the morning because you don't actually have to cook anything, and like the name suggests, I just load it up with whatever we have on hand. So usually a fruit of some sort, in this case blackberries. I really love to mix a little bit of spirulina into my yogurt, and I promise you it does not affect the flavor. If I'm buying granola, I try to pick one that has like pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, and hemp seeds in it because those are all really good sources of protein, but you can always purchase those separately and just throw them on top. I think I actually did put hemp seeds separately on top of this. I also added a little bit of bee pollen and a drizzle of honey. Bacon and eggs is a classic, and pro tip, cook your bacon in the oven and not on the cooktop because it will stink up your house a lot less, and I find that everything just cooks so much more evenly and I can focus on making everything else while the bacon is in the oven. I also love to add a third side when I make bacon and eggs. I think that just makes it a little bit more interesting. So in this case, we're having some fresh bread with jam, but I think sliced avocado or tomato, some sliced oranges or kiwi are also really good options. And I think another good way to make this less boring is to change up how you make your eggs. So right now I'm doing soft boiled eggs, but I also love to do fried eggs or scrambled eggs instead. If you've never had savory oatmeal, this is your sign to try it as soon as possible. It is so good. I always start by sauteing up some mushrooms. Any vegetable will work, but I think mushrooms are particularly good in this. And then I also like to toast my oats by throwing a little bit of oil into my pot with the oats, shaking them up every couple minutes until they turn a golden brown color. And if I have any broth on hand, I will use that in addition to or instead of just water. It just makes the whole meal a little bit more savory and nourishing. throw in any spices that sound good to you. I usually use paprika, garlic powder, and mustard seed. And then I happen to have some frozen spinach, so I threw that in here as well, just a little extra protein. And I always top this off with a runny fried egg. It is so good. You have to try it. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you got some ideas from this and that you feel like making a healthy, nourishing meal for yourself and your family in the morning isn't as complicated as it sometimes might seem. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.